The Truth Girls.
Hi everyone, Truth or Girl Sonia here, and I'm here with my husband Aaron, whose channel is Police State Radio. Off-grid news breaking: police seize 10 children from homeschool family because they're off-grid. 10 kids were seized by CPS from Nicole and Joe Naugler. Actually, in the URL it says police seize 10 children from off-grid family because they're homeschooled. So that was the first news I heard, and a lot of people were saying, oh my god, police state, they're coming in to seize the children because they're homeschooled.
So I told you it was a police state.
Well, it turns out there's more to the story. When I looked into this more, it turns out that the way this started, okay, was the father, Joe, went over to a neighbor's place to get some water, ask her for some of her water, and they got into an argument. And apparently, I guess she said no about the water, but apparently she also asked him why he had blocked her on Facebook.
So this is all about... I thought they were off the grid.
Yeah, well, they are off the grid, but somehow they managed to have a Facebook page. Maybe they
They're
go...
off the grid, but they go on the computer. Okay.
Yeah, they're off the grid, but they're on Facebook, which is like the worst grid to be on. If you're going to be off a grid, at least stay off that one. It's like a CIA database. But anyway, they chose to be on that one. So the neighbor, I guess, was pissed because he had blocked her.
Wow.
Anyhow, so she refused to give him the water, and they got in some argument. And then he told one of his kids to get his gun.
What, he's going to shoot her for water?
No, I don't think so. I think they just got mad at each other, and he said to the teenager, "Get my gun." And then he said to the woman, "Don't worry, I know where you live." It is really rude. I mean, imagine if you went out your door and you saw your neighbor, and every time your neighbor passed you, they went like this. Like, "I'm not talking to you anymore. I don't see you."
Have a neighbor like
Go
that.
like this, put cardboard in front of your face. Every time your neighbor comes out of their house and they see you, they're like, "You're blocked. Don't look at me." So anyway, it was this neighbor who got pissed off about Facebook and the water, I guess, who called CPS on the Naugler family. So that's kind of what started it. It's not the first time I've heard of people calling CPS on someone more as revenge than anything else.
Yeah. Like, what a dirty trick.
Yeah. So CPS came, and they did take the kids, but it turns out it's not really just because they were homeschooled. They were actually more like unschooled, but it was because of the living conditions. They were living in, they call it a cabin, but they said it's an open cabin, as in it has no walls or front door. I mean, it's more like a lean-to / tent.
Wow.
The woman, Nicole, had given birth in that cabin. Okay, she free birth. Lots of women do that.
That's
Baby
cool.
Seems to be healthy. Yeah, that's okay.
That seems to be illegal these days.
It's not illegal, but it can draw undesired attention. But she gave birth in this open cabin in -30 weather.
What?
Yeah. What else was there? Yeah, well, the conditions. You want to see how they lived?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Oh, Mail
See,
Online?
Mail Online is kind of garbage site. Couple raising 10 children in dirty tents on a garbage dump. Ban them from school.
Anything on that site is totally unbelievable. We call it hoax online.
True. It's like a real bad tabloid, but always good to see.
But this
two
is the
sides of
main
story.
street. This is where CNN gets their news.
Ban them from school. I wouldn't say they banned them. Threatened concerned neighbors with guns. Well, you know, they got in an argument about Facebook. Their defense, it's all part of the trendy free-range parenting fad. So here they show the family. Here they show the family with all their kids. And this is where they lived.
Ugh. Wow. Yeah, it's basically a lean-to or something.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like
wow, that's a horrible
roughing
place
it
to live.
as far as roughing it goes, like that's about as rough as it can get.
Kids seem to have fun.
Okay, they put up a fundraiser page, and so far they've raised $40,000 for this couple. A lot of people are saying what they need is help, not to have the kids taken away.
Yeah, that's what they should do. But the state is like very heartless and strike first, and they just, oh, let's just take the kids. We'll put them all in foster care. They'll do really well there.
Well, that's what they did. The 10 kids were in 4 foster homes,
Yeah.
which is very, very bad for children. It's very damaging. But if you're going to have a government that's going to provide services, you're also going to have a government that's going to have a certain amount of right to oversight, as in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can't have a government that's going to be like, oh, you got problems? Here, we'll find you a new place to live, or we'll provide you with this or with that. and not also have a government that's going to say, well, and if we don't think that the living conditions are safe or that the children might be being neglected or abused, that they don't give themselves the right to step in, you know?
Yeah.
It's the two sides of the nanny state. Now they've been to court. Breckenridge County parents won't regain custody of 10 kids this week. Okay, here's the other part though. And like I said, don't forget, they say that this was the choice. The woman works full-time as a pet groomer. Apparently they get a lot of their food from the church pantry.
The mother works full-time as a pet groomer? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're not on welfare. Some of the kids are not even registered. I find that really interesting because I had heard that if a child's not registered, the government has no right to provide services or remove them. So it'll be interesting to see whether they're able to keep those kids or not. So no, they were not on welfare. And they say it's all by choice. So if it's by choice, what kind of help do you want to give them? Anyhow, here's the other part of it though. There's an older son called Alex Brow, the son of Joe Naugler. Okay, it's on the Daily Mail again, at the Mail Online again.
Yeah, the Hoax Online, yeah.
It's on the Hoax Online. But this is not the only place. And anyhow, you can see in a video here, interview, he says that he was abused. Joe Naugler had lost custody of Alex when Alex was 4. He says he's very worried about his siblings, and he said something about the relationship being abusive, emotionally, physically, and I think he said also sexually abused. But in any case, the one child who is talking about this,
and he's not with them?
Doesn't sound rosy.
He's not one of the 10 kids?
No, he's with his mother. But then again, you know how sometimes when people split up, maybe the mother said all kinds of things.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you really can't judge.
Yeah, the kid, like, over the years starts to believe it, right? Yeah.
Free range is one thing. Living in a lean-to in -30 is... Are you surprised if CPS doesn't like that?
No.
I mean, they show the premises, and it's pretty sparse.
Pretty.
I mean, it's not even a house. I think that in America... Okay, there's like you have, you know, basic rights as a child, which means that you have a right to shelter. So what is CPS going to do if they come in and they see the children don't have proper shelter? I'm not sticking up for CPS, but you can't be surprised if you live in a lean-to, give birth in a lean-to in -30, and CPS doesn't just go, oh yeah, that's cool. Because then if something does go wrong, everyone's going to, you know, also say, oh, CPS, you were there and you didn't do your job.
Yeah.
So it's just a tough situation.
But it's also tough living in a lean-to. Without it, it's not even a proper tent to block the wind.
No, and I guess the question is, you know, how far can you go in your parental rights? That's the issue that's really up here. So I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who have alternate lifestyles.
That's cool.
But I guess when it gets to the point where you're living in a lean-to...
Yeah, your babies are all dirty and...
Well, the dirt, I mean, that's just sort of natural, but...
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to do that, don't block someone on Facebook, because you are going to have CPS on your ass. I guess that's the take-home message here.
Or just don't go on Facebook at all.
And stay off Facebook. I mean, if it wasn't for Facebook, I'm sure none of this would have happened.
That's all Facebook's doing.
Facebook. You just blocked me.
You're blocked.
I'm blocked. So let me know what you think. And thanks for liking this video. And thanks for liking, subscribing to Aaron's channel, Police State Radio. Thanks for...
That's about it.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.